Morning folks, right, another day. We're about to start bound 5. We've got 3 disordered pike blocks on the Antigonus side. Nothing happened on the Eumes side. Thracians ran away because they were chased off by an elephant. So yeah, that's where we are. Right, let's see who has initiative. Antigonus rolls a 3, Eumes rolls a 5. So Eumes goes first again. That's 4 out of 5 moves he has gone first. Right, that's Eumes' move completed. A little bit of shuffling, most, or quite a few things are rallying. What has happened here, they're in the centre. General had to decide what to do. There was nowhere to get that pike block in. And he's looking over here at this flank and thinking, yeah, a couple of moves they maybe needed on that flank. So because these guys, they should win that combat, they're disordered there, and they should win that combat, so hopefully they can make it across. It'll take about 3 moves to get across. We shall see. And over here, Pt.2, who were in skirmish order, have turned to flank, and then we'll shoot the bejesus out of that elephant, hopefully. Yeah, that's where we are. Right, now we'll sort out what Antigonus can do movement wise. The Antigonus side, the elephant has moved up. This will disorder the light cavalry. They're in skirmish order, but they can't run away just yet. Elephants here can't move. What we've done here is we've sent this pike block forward. Well, I'll show you a sneaky move in a minute when it charges. Yeah, light infantry here move forward. Nothing else really has moved. So we'll now work out declarations. Oh no, we won't, I'm lying. We'll do a bit of shooting, so let's do some shooting. Okay, let's see if these light cavalry can do anything. They are now disordered, so they shoot at -1, so it's 9 at -1. And it's another minus, 9 at -2. And 9 at -2 is 4, of course it is. 10-man unit for the elephant, so half casualty figure will be 5, and they don't manage it. So 3 rounds of shooting, and they can't hit a darn elephant the size of it. There we go. And over this side we now get, what do we get? We've got 12 shooting at the elephant, so 12 peltas. Down 2, and they can't hit an elephant either. I'll just work that out. Well, they did slightly better because there's more of them. There was 12 at -1. That's 9. So that's half a casualty per figure on that elephant. He takes 1 for the, I forgot to write that down, 1 for the charge, so he's now 1.5 casualties, or fatigues. I mean, right, I'll write that down. Okay, it's charging time. Declarations. What are we going to do? Well, before we do that, I might let the elephant shoot. I just thought he didn't shoot, so let's just roll to see what he does shooting wise. That's a -1, and he's got the javelin and a bowman. Just work that out. No, he does nothing, not as a single elephant, as a group he might do. He did 2 with a -1 on the light cavalry, so nothing exciting there. Right, combats. What we're going to do is we're going to have that elephant will charge in. I'll just point where the stick, sorry. The blue elephant there is going to be charging in. That elephant's going to be charging in there. And what we'll do, something sneaky here, because normally these 2 would charge and hit the pike block, but both elephants will declare charges, which will stop these guys charging here and here. And then if it all goes well, he says, next bound the pike can charge in. Yeah, so that's how we're going to do it. And here, not quite sure what will happen here. Yeah, no, I don't think any charging here. The elephant, no, he needs to rally this bound, or he'd have to be prompted. Okay, I'll get the charges sorted out. And of course the reason I had to move the light cavalry, the light troops who can't impede other troops heavier than them, so obviously the elephant is a lot heavier than the light cavalry, so they had to evade back out of the way. Right, so we'll do some dice rolling. Right, what have we got? A complicated one, the usual three-way one here. What I think I'm going to have to do, because because the elephant is charged in, they're pushed back, I'm going to have to slide these across, because it's not going to work else. So they will have to go like that, because obviously the elephant, they can't slide, and the green troops, that's what we'll end up having. Still fighting those, but not quite as many. It's element to element, so they can't obviously fight 3 to 2. It's 2 to 2. Okay, let's roll a dice for the disordered pike block. They roll an evens. The guy that pushed them back, they rolled a +2. Oh dear, I'll just get a dice for the elephant. And the elephant rolls, oh god, Bennett, down 3. Oh my goodness gracious. So that's where we are. And that's the plus. Right, I will work all this exciting stuff out and come back to you. Crazy times, crazy times. The pike block here, who didn't follow up, they just stood because it's the first round of combat. They inflicted 40 on the elephant, and they inflicted 56 on the pike block. Disordered pike block. Disordered pike block fighting back inflicts 24, counting all of those because they overlap. The elephant, with the down 3, inflicted 8. So the elephant is broken. Absolutely ridiculous, but with a +2 and a down 3, it's one of those things. It's gonna happen. So we've got a routing elephant. Okay, he will burst through. The light infantry doesn't have to take an extra wave of test for that. The lights don't, but they'll be testing for the route, and these guys will be testing for the route, and those guys will be testing for a route. So we'll just sort out the elephants. Right, first route test is this unit here, and they roll a 4. They love it. Light infantry at the back here roll a 1. They're shaken. Javelin at the back here are shaken. And the disordered pike block, who are disordered. Yeah, they're actually got to take a wave of but anyway, we'll test for the routing elephant, and they rolled a 5. They love that, but they have to take another wave of test because the green pikes inflicted twice as many on them. That's second cause disorder, another wave of test, and a 5. They love it, love it. Let's roll some more dice, see if we have some more crazy results. So the blue pikes, who won the last combat, they roll a down 2. Oh dear, not good for them. And the pikes that were disordered roll a down 2. Oh, cool, Bennett. And the elephant, let's see if he's going to go crazy. Can we have a crazy elephant? No, not very crazy. Down 1. Dear. Right, I will work that all out. Nothing happened in there at all. It was dull. The elephant did 16 on the pike block, but that doesn't add up to much. Pike block did 6 on him. Again, nothing really happened. Not enough, high enough numbers for the size of the units. That unit inflicted 12 on the blue pikes, and the blue pikes inflicted 24. Twice as many, but not 1 CPF. So this is just a slogging match, which is going to go forward to next time. They carry on being disordered. These guys aren't disordered, and there we go. That's it. Okay, over to this one. So we've got 2 pike blocks and 2 elephants. So we'll do this pike block first, who roll a down 1, and the elephant here, red elephant, rolls a cock dice. Oh dear, look at that. That would have been wonderful. Let's get a flat area. Oh, down. That was my fault. Down 3. So that elephant's not going to perform. I'll just work it out. That was a tie. The elephant, even with those factors, a down 1 to the pikes and down 3 to the elephants. Oh, the elephant. It was 8 each, which is not enough to do anybody any damage, cause any concern. Right, let's roll for the orange shield pikes. and they roll a +1. And the elephant, can we get a big plus on an elephant? This elephant here, oh god, down 2. I do apologise folks, my dice are atrocious for these elephants. I'll just work this out. A bit more decisive. So this unit here did 16 on the elephant, which is 1.5 casualties per figure. It counts as a 10, and the elephant did 12 on them, so the elephant breaks off. Just roll a dice, see how far he goes. He rolls 1, which means he goes back 80 paces, probably to where he started from, just about. He goes back to there and takes 1.5 casualties. With them losing 12, that's not enough to do half of anything. Right, what do we got next? We've got a pike block, via pike block. So this one here, oh, finger can't see this one. The gold star at the back is disordered, and they roll evens. The guys at the front who roll -1. So it's -1 fighting in evens, but the guys at the back are disordered. I'll just work that out. That was a 16 on those guys to a 24, so these guys are pushed back, already disordered. They're just pushed back 40 paces. And the pikes now follow up and get the bonus of following up. There we have that. And that, I'll just tidy that up in a minute, that is the end of bound 5. Right. Just check out and have a look a second. Let's roll some dice for initiative. So the Antigonus force rolls a black dice, which is a 5. Eumes rolls a blue, which is a 5. Let's roll again. 4 and 5 for Eumes. Eumes goes again. That's now 5 out of 6 dice. Eumes' side has gone first. I'll do some moving. Eumes has completed his moving, and I can't really see anything from the Antigonus side. Everyone's going to want to do things. Yeah, I think that's it basically. Right, we'll have a look at some charge moves. We'll have that pike block, as I mentioned last time, will charge in. The elephants pin those, they can't charge. Carry on combat here, there, yeah, they've moved up to skirmish. Oh, a bit of shooting we've got there, I do apologise. Let's do a bit of shooting, shall we, see what we get. Anything exciting? Down 2, no, that won't even do half a casualty on those. I don't think there's any other shooting. Right, so charge moves will be this pike block. I'll just move them up there. I'll do their move. Hit both of those. And here we'll have the Pt.2 have a little scrap each. Oh, mustn't go too far because he's got to get in as well. There we go. Okay, let's we're gonna have to work these out. First combat is this green pike unit who roll a +1, and the guys that push back disordered roll a evens. So I will now just work that out. That was bad news for the Antigonus side, because with this green pike block unit we get a lot fighting. We get 10 in that group there, we get 10 in that group there, we get those 8 and 12 there, so there's 32. They did 128 on this red shield pike block. The pike block did 16 back, was it 16? I do lie, it's 24 back, so that is a rout, more than twice as many and 3 CPFs, so they rout. Yeah, there'll be some waiver tests, so let's test. We've got shaking lights. Well, that elephant's already writing. It might be writing and routing as well. We'll test the light infantry. A 3. No, they rout. That's a rout. Okay for them. Got to test this elephant because he can see that. He's not fought yet. 3, 3, 3, 3. Oh dear. I think he's sound because he beat his hand-to-hand opponents. He inflicted more. Yep, he's okay on a 3. He's C-class, so he's one of those 3/4. I think he's okay, but we'll check this pike block here. Let's see what happens to them. See if they become shaken. Yep, they are definitely shaken with a 2. So it's a shaken pike block. Yeah, that's everyone that can see it. Right, I'll just sort this out. Right, we have the three-way combat, elephant, pike, and now shaken pike block. So the shaken pike block roll a +1. Oh, they really need that. The blue tunic pikes roll a down 1, which they count, and the elephant rolls. Oh, +1. Finally have an elephant with a plus. Whatever. Wonders. Sorry, miracles never cease. I will now work that all out. Right, maybe something will happen. What we've got here is the elephants did 20 on the pike block, and the pike block did, just check, 8 back. So half a casualty there, nothing much here. It's here that the damage was done. Even though with the down 1 they did 32, which is 1 casualty per figure. The shaken unit did 16, so the blues did twice as many and 1 CPF. Guys are already shaken. We have a waiver test, so we could have a rout, or they might pass. Let's do the waiver test. Oh, a 6. They love it. They're hanging on in there. Now they are pushed back. But I don't think... No, they can't, can they? Can't follow up. No, pinned by the elephant, so I'll move those back. Right, we've got another tricky one here. Elephant fur. Roll the elephant dice. Oh, God. I can't roll dice, can I? Not for elephants, anyway. So that's a -1 on the elephant. The unit charging in rolls... Oh, Gordon Bennett. Down 2. That's not going to impress them. Pike block here with blue shields. Roll a +1. Oops, and I need some more dice. Have I got any more dice? Oh yes, we've always got dice. Let's just get them out of the box. Right, and this orange shield unit, they need a dice roll, and they rolled a +1 as well. So I think they're going to survive. So we've got a +1, a +1. What else have we got? Oh, move my stick. Yep, so we've got, sorry, +1 here, +1 there, down 2 there, and down 1, sorry, down 1 there, yeah. Right, I will work this out. Another one of those weird combat results. Right, the elephant lost 16 to 12, so the elephant must break off. I'll just see how far he goes. He goes 6. Oh, he goes mega distance. And even though these two guys rolled +1 each and these rolled down 2 because they were charging in, it works out exactly the same score. It's crazy, but it does. So that's just a big stand. And the elephant will go... Oops, he's hooked in. Come back. He goes right back there. That's his break-off move. Best thing for him, because he's going to die if he doesn't. Okay, next combat. This pike block here rolls a down 1, and the disordered pike block rolls a +1. So we've got a +1 and a down 1. I will now work that out. That's a bit more sensible. Even though they're all down, these guys are disordered. So it's a 32 to, hang on, yes, it's a 32 to 40. So these guys are pushed back. Go back 40 paces. Can I push them up there? Yep, there they go. And that's where we end up with that. Right, we've got this one combat on the end here. Just basic C-class and nothing special. Guys charging in. Roll a +1. And we'll grab these dice. And the brown guys in evens. Okay, I'll just work that out. Yeah, another sensible combat. So it was 36 to 48. Browns lose and get pushed back 40 paces. I think I can just do that. There we go. Alright, that's the end of that. Okay, that's the end of bound 6. And I think one more bound, more or less. We'll see what we're doing. So let's have a bound 7. Antigonus with the black dice rolls is 6, and Eumes with the blue dice rolls a 2. So the Antigonus side will go first. All completed for the Antigonus. Not a lot happening, so I'll just sort out on Eumes' side. Food troops to move. That completes all the moving. We've got a bit of shooting here now. I think this elephant's going to get a bit peppered. So what have we got here? We've got 9 shooting here, and we've got 12 shooting there. I make that around 21. Shoot at the elephant, and it's an evens roll. I'll just work that out. Right, 21 at factor 1 is 31, all the ones. That's 3 CPFs, so that's a waiver test for the elephant being peppered. Let's just try, and he rolled a 4. He's fine with a 4. He doesn't want to run away. So, okay, let's have a look-see. That was the only shooting I could see from those Peltas and Thracians. Yes, because the cavalry over here can't shoot into the combat. I think it's going to be charge declarations. Oh, I've got these guys shooting here. Hang on a second. What do they shoot? +2. Oh, I'll just work that out. That's probably 1. Yeah, it's 1 casualty on the pike block, so nothing. I think that's now 1.5. Sorry, that's 2 casualties per figure they've got, so that's not going to worry them just yet. These guys are behind the flank, but not fully behind the flank, so they can't charge the flank. They'd have to be beyond the flank. That makes sense. I think what we'll do, I know it's silly, but we'll just charge this companion wedge here at these to protect the infantry. Yeah, and the elephant will counter charge as well, so that's a charge there. No charges here. Obviously those pike are not going to charge and expose their flank. Locked in combat, locked in combat, locked in combat, and I'll tell you what, we could yeah, should we do some charges here? Oh, yeah, I think we'll probably do. I'll have to have a look-see on this. No charges there, because the position they're in with skirmish order need to be prompted because they've already had chance to charge. They've already had a combat, I think they didn't know. Yes, the charge there. So yeah, so no combat here. And the elephant, the same, would need prompting from the general to charge, so he will not be charging. He's just going to die on his own, isn't he? Okay, let's go for the first combats. What have we got? We got the route there. There's no need to even worry about that one. This one here, which is the elephants. So the elephant against the blue rolls a +2. God, getting up there in the end. And the blue pikes roll a +1. Right, I will work that out. Right, the elephant did 24 on these guys with the +2, which is very good, but because of the overlap, they did 32 on the elephant, which is 3 CPFs. That means he's disordered. He will break off disordered. The 3-way combat here. So the disordered pike roll a +1, and the blue shields roll a -2, and the orange shields roll a, oh, that's cocked, roll that again, -1. Really exciting, so we'll see what happens there. I'll just work that all out. That ended up with a 56 to 32, so they are pushed back, disordered. Wasn't twice as many, so no waiver tests or routes or anything. Let's do this combat. So these pike are pushing them back, aren't they? And they roll in evens. Disordered guys at the back roll a -1. Oh dear, I will now work out the casualties. And that turned out at an 84 to 16, so from the disordered guys, so that's a waiver test. Let's see what they do. And a 5. They like it. They don't mind being trounced in the combat. And we've got the Peltas, final Peltas. Now the browns were pushed back last time, so the brown unit is a +1, and the multicoloured unit that pushed them back is a -1. I'll just work those out. Right, I forgot that last bound these guys lost 48, 16-man unit. That's 3 casualties per figure. That's a disorder. Oh dear. Anyway, with those rolls and workouts, they did 30 each this bound, so that's a stand. They just carry on scrapping. And I'll just do that silly one here that I said about, so just so you see what the elephants do. They'll probably rout against the cavalry. Right, let's dice for the elephants. Oh, +2. And let's dice. This is a sub-general. See what he gets. And he's rolling evens. 2 and 2. I will just work that out. Yeah, it's always fun to do a silly one anyway. With that +2, the elephant did 32 on the cavalry unit. That's 6 fatigues, isn't it? And the cavalry did 10 on them. They're in a wedge formation, so they count 5 fighting. But they were only 5 at factor 2. And 5 at 2 is 10. The elephant's 8 at factor 5. Counts 32. So that's a rout. That breaks that unit. But I shan't worry about everything, because as I say, that was a silly one, so there's no need to worry about testing people. So there we have it, 7 bounds. Again, a bit of a walkover to the other side, or the side I was surprised. I thought the Antigonus would do well with the elephants, but it just goes to prove I can't roll elephant dice, apart from one, well that one, that +2 and a +1 somewhere. Oh, my dice were atrocious. God, dear, oh dear. The idea of stretching them out across the front was, historically, that's what they did. Obviously single elephants, 1 elephant model counts as 8. We would normally have them in 2s, 3s, or even 4s sometimes. That looks like that's the way you've got to use them. They don't perform very well as a 1, especially when I'm using them. The Eumes side didn't lose anything, did it? I know we've got the silly combat that I just did over there. As I said, that's not real. Yeah, we've got shaken, routs, another rout, shaken, disordered pushback, and disordered pushback. What we've got, 1, 2, 3, 4 routes. 1, 2, 3, 4 routes, yeah. And we've got a pushback disorder. Now we've got a stand there, haven't we? Yeah, it's not going to go well, is it? Unless the Antigonus rolls some weird dice, and I don't see that happening. Yeah, so I'm going to call that there. It's late in the day. Yeah, thanks for looking in, and bye for now.